Hey, so your name's Taty, back again with another video. In today's video, we will be doing a reaction video to The Flash Season 8, Episode 8. Let's click.
Should we be toasting with champagne?
Plain old light beer. That was Henry's favorite.
Aww. Joe remembers he has a daughter, even though I can't say the same for Jenna, wherever she may be. This was a cute little moment. I like that they had this little remembrance of Henry. Sorry. Wait, take it back. What'd she say?
You guys remember when Henry filled in on Dad's softball team?
Wait a minute. What? Iris and Joe knew Henry before Nora died? Wait a minute. So that means that Barry had a crush on Iris before he moved into Joe's house? Also meaning that Joe possibly, and that's heavy on the possibly, knew that Barry also had this crush. Therefore, Joe did not treat Barry as if he was Iris's brother. He always treated him as if he was still very much Henry and Nora's son. Therefore, he was just a guardian. Just a guardian. So while Iris was getting whoopings, Barry was getting timeouts. Oh my God, this revelation. This fucking revelation blows my fucking mind. Oh God. I guess they can throw away that whole joke about brother and sister now, because it's not valid anymore. Okay, pay attention to this. Pay attention to this scene right here. He's smiling, right? It seems like he's like thinking off to the memory of them talking about Henry. Iris says, "Baby, okay?"
Yeah, nice to hear.
And he says, "Yeah, it's just nice to hear about my dad." Now, I don't have a problem with this moment. I just have a little tiff about it. The little tiff being that it does not remind me of the Barry and Iris that we have grown to love. Again, I will repeat, there was nothing wrong with this scene. But an overall view of Wes Allen, it's heavily lacking. Besides episode 4, when Barry rushed and hugged her. But other than that, Barry and Iris are not recognizable anymore. It's like season 1 through 4 was Barry and Iris that we have grown to love over the years. And then 5 all the way down is just something totally different. Actually, 6 and down, because, Wes Allen had to take a step back because of Nora, which no one had a problem with, by the way. I just wish that they would have wrote her as an adult instead of writing her as a teenager, when in reality they should have just made her a teenager and made Iris be pregnant simultaneously at the same time of Nora's appearance. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, this is my last time saying this. This will be my last time saying this statement. I do not need to see Barry and Iris kiss every other episode. I don't need to see it. If I'm going to be completely honest, Barry and Iris will not be winning any awards for best on-screen kiss. They just won't, because it's not like when Barry and Iris kiss, it's not like sexy or very sensual or like hot and steamy. No, when we see Barry and Iris kiss, it's very cute. Like, oh, we're gushing, like, oh, you guys, like, because it ain't all that. It's really not all that. Therefore, I don't need to see it every other episode. What I do need to see them is actually being a couple. And, while Eric says that Barry and Iris' love language is physical touch, I always believed that it was words of affirmation. With a little, and I do mean little sprinkle of physical touch. But yeah, Wes Allen is so unrecognizable to how they used to be. Even in season 1, when they weren't even together, they acted like a couple. Watch any jitter scene from season 1 with Barry and Iris. They're fucking holding hands, sitting across from each other. Very inappropriate, by the way. How do they act more of a couple in season 1 than they do in season 8? Barry could have, as soon as Iris said, "Babe, you okay?" Barry could have said, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just thinking about my dad," and easily stretched out his hand to hold her hand. It would have been a simple form of intimacy. No, people, intimacy is not just about sex, okay? You can have intimacy between two people in a relationship without it being sexual, okay? And I just kind of missed that. I know they kind of stopped the Barry and Iris banter in the second half of season 3 because it was so dark, but their communication style and the added on to the physical touch was just so brilliant. And for whatever reason, in season 8 and 7, it was just none of that. The thing about it is, you can blame COVID for season 7. What do you have to blame for season 8?
Why do you remembering him this way?
What do you remember the most?
And look at this bitch. Let's take it back. Watch her body language. Look at this bitch. Barry's talking.
Remembering him this way.
Leans forward and watch.
You remember the most?
What do you remember the most? Bitch, back your ass up. Damn. I swear to God, if she could write herself, I swear to God, if it was possible for her to live up Barry ass, she would. It just don't make no sense. Every single time you wonder why your ass don't dance. You wonder why. I'm sorry. Look, and this is like, okay, I'm not trying to cross no lines. That's why y'all only see me say Cecile's name and I only talk about the character. I never bring up the actor. But I'm going to say this. Back in season 6, Danielle Nicolette did ask for more screen time. She said it publicly when we had the little DC Universe little thing that they try to do, but it's not nowhere near as big as Comic-Con. Yeah, she asked for more screen time, and Eric granted that wish. And I'm just like, that was the worst decision they could have ever made for the TV show of The Flash. There is the TV show The Flash that will be iconic and go down in history. That is from season 1 to season 4. And then, you had Todd's version of The Flash that is the second half of season 4 and 5. And then you have Eric's version, which is trash. So it's just like, I really don't understand Cecile's character. And like, I know that there are such characters in TV shows that don't really need backstory nor do they need a lot of information. They just are useful for the plot. And I understand that they're using Cecile in that way, but honestly, she's not strong enough. And it's a better tool used for a character like Cisco, now Chester. Oh yeah, by the way, we're no longer calling Chester anymore. His name is Eric, since Eric self-inserted himself into the TV show. Okay? So Chester is Eric now. Cecile is just not that character. She's just not. And I don't understand why she gets so much camera time. I don't understand it. I know she asked for it, but damn it, you didn't have to grant it. Because honestly, back in season 1 through 3, who got majority of the camera time with Barry? Team Flash, Joe, and Iris. You had Cisco and Caitlin, you had Joe and Barry, and then you had Barry and Iris. Now, it's Team Flash and Barry, and Cecile and Barry. Cecile had how many scenes this episode? She had the scene in Star Labs with everybody when she was disagreeing with Barry. Talking about, oh, honey, yeah, I caught that tea. Yeah, go look it up yourself. She called him honey. Oh, honey, when he was sad about Henry, and he was like, no, we have to help this whack-ass meta-human of the week get off because somehow it's reminding me of my dad on my dad's death because he's innocent. Somehow we're going to figure it out. And nobody believed him, but yet we have been believing in the impossible since season 1. Okay. Then she had the scene when Barry went to go visit her at her office. Then we had the scene when she was actually doing her job as an defense attorney. That was another scene with Barry. And then we have this scene here where she's talking, and then we have this scene here when they're talking about Henry. She's had 4 scenes with the protagonist. Iris has had 2 scenes with the protagonist. Yes, we're going to count this one, and then the one in the loft that was 30 seconds before it went to commercial. And then we had the great scene with Barry and Joe. And like, she had the most camera time. Why? She's a supporting cast member that's not even 3rd in the fucking credits. I'm not going to say too much because I don't want to insinuate nothing, but it's getting weird. It's getting weird, and I'm so glad that a lot of people are starting to see it now. A lot of people. Because at first, I started the Cecile hate train back in season 4, and nobody understood why. But now y'all starting to get it.
Yeah, little things.
And it's just weird. Like, girl, if you want to marry Barry, just say that. I'm sure Iris will let you take her spot. But this scene was really cute. But wait a minute, Henry. But didn't in season 2, Nora was the one that was reading to him all the time? I could have sworn season 2 when after Barry got out of the Speed Force and they went to go to Nora's grave, he said, yeah, my mom used to read me the dinosaur book all the time. Before, you know what? Who cares? It's not that big of a deal. Bitch, shut up! Why she get the last say? You know what? I'm nitpicking. Let's let it go. I'm nitpicking. We're gonna let it go. We're gonna let that girl have her moment because she wanna live up Barry ass. Damn, just so she can know what he had for dinner. Anyway, yeah, overall, this episode was better than last week's. It was. But it's still getting a 5 out of 10. Just because I felt like they used the wrong meta of the week. They used the same guy from Run Iris Run, which was one of the lowest rated episodes of the entire series. Don't get mad at me, y'all. I'm just saying facts, okay? And also, but it's okay, y'all. It's okay because Caitlyn and Killer Frost standalone episodes are still some of the lowest rated episodes of the entire series. Iris one episode ain't got nothing on her multiples, okay? But yeah, it was an okay episode. It was nothing too flashy. It was nothing that really pushed us into really finding out what this season is about. I know they're talking about like this ghost type of villain that burns people alive that burns people to a crisp. It's not interesting at all because we have Killer Frost who has ice powers, so it's an easy battle, but I'm sure that you guys will find a way to fuck it up. But yeah, I'm not interested in anything that they're doing with Barry's main plot. I'm not interested in the main plot. I'm more intrigued. I'm not interested. I'm just intrigued about Iris's time sickness and when they're going to explain that. How can you give us a cliffhanger in episode 7 and then not talk about it at all in episode 8? Not even a little bit. Not even a hint of it. And then the fact that, yet again, Barry is unaware of what the fuck is going on with his wife. It's definitely not the Barry and Iris that we have grown to understand in season 4. Back in season 1 through 3, Barry and Iris used to purposely hold information from each other to protect one another. But after the whole counseling session thing, they stopped kind of doing that, right? Back in season 4 and 5, they were starting to tell each other everything. Why are we starting to backtrack in their relationship? It's just very, how do I put it? Stupid. But I am intrigued about the time sickness. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Do not forget to like and subscribe, and out.